So, you woke up this morning and thought, hey, maybe I should invade Nigeria today. Well, hold that thought. General Napoleon 2.0, because we're about to explain why that would be one of the worst ideas since someone said, let's put pineapple on jollof rice. Welcome to Battle Hub, where today we're diving into why invading Nigeria is basically like trying to wrestle a hippo in a hurricane. Loud, messy, and guaranteed to leave you regretting your life choices. Let's break it down. First off, let's talk muscle. Nigeria has the most powerful military in sub-Saharan Africa and is ranked third overall on the continent behind only Egypt and Algeria. That's not just because they've got uniforms and catchy military slogans. We're talking over 230,000 active personnel, including regular forces, special units, and paramilitary agencies like the Civil Defense Corps. That's more people than the population of some countries. Tiny island nation thinking about invading? Think again, buddy? You'll run out of troops before you even get through customs. The Nigerian army is the backbone of the armed forces, and it's no pushover. Equipped with T-72 tanks, armored personnel carriers, and multiple rocket launcher systems, they've got the hardware to make any invader's day go from bad to where's the extraction point? The Nigerian Air Force is ramping up as well, with acquisitions like the JF-17 Thunder fighter jets, Super Tucano attack aircraft, and an increasing fleet of drones for reconnaissance and precision strikes. So if you think you're gonna roll in unnoticed, forget it. They'll see you coming before your invasion playlist even hits track 2. The Nigerian Navy isn't just there for beach parties either. With frigates, fast attack craft, and patrol boats, they keep Nigeria's vast coastline secure, especially the oil-rich Niger Delta, which is basically the do-not-touch sign of the region. Oh, and Nigeria's also investing in maritime surveillance systems to make sure no funny business slips in through the water. But numbers and gear are just part of the equation. What really sets Nigeria apart is experience. This military doesn't sit around polishing boots. They've been knee-deep in real-world operations. Counterinsurgency campaigns in the northeast against Boko Haram and ISWAP, joint missions with Chad and Niger, peacekeeping missions across West Africa, and even stabilizing conflicts in Liberia and Sierra Leone during the 90s and 2000s. That kind of battlefield resume doesn't just build muscle, it builds tactical depth. Nigerian commanders have learned to adapt to asymmetric warfare, urban combat, and jungle ambushes. That's the kind of seasoning you can't buy. They fought enemies that use guerrilla tactics, IEDs, and civilian camouflage. So if you come in thinking your conventional strategy is going to work, they've already played that game and beat the final boss. Oh, and don't forget about the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria, DICON. Nigeria isn't just importing weapons, they're manufacturing their own, from assault rifles to armored vehicles. That means in a prolonged conflict, they've got the infrastructure to keep the war machine running even if you cut off foreign supply lines. Good luck with that. So, in summary, well-trained troops, air and sea capabilities, local manufacturing, combat experience, and constant modernization. Trying to invade this setup, that's like bringing a foam sword to a fencing match and realizing halfway through it's actually a UFC fight. Now, let's say you've got your army ready and you're feeling bold. Time to move in, right? Wrong. Nigeria is over 923,000 square kilometers of good luck getting through that. It's got dense rainforests, humid mangroves, dry savannas, and rugged mountains. Basically, if you're allergic to terrain, stay out. But wait, there's more. Nigeria has long borders with Niger, Benin, Cameroon, and Chad. That's like trying to sneak into a nightclub that has 4 different bouncers with anger issues. Pick your entry point, you're still gonna get bounced. Oh, and don't forget the Niger and Benue rivers. These aren't little creeks you can hop over. These are wide, winding natural barriers. Then there's the Niger Delta, a swampy maze where GPS signals go to die and soldiers go to rethink their careers. Let's say, somehow, you've gotten in. Congrats! You've now got over 200 million people to deal with. That's like the entire population of the UK, France, and Canada combined, on one team, and very annoyed you're here. And they're not just numbers. Nigeria is home to hundreds of ethnic groups speaking over 500 languages. So unless your army comes with a PhD in anthropology, you're gonna have a hard time navigating the cultural chessboard. One village might invite you for pounded yam, and the next might chase you with cutlasses for breathing wrong. Plus, Nigerians are famous for their resilience and humor. You think you can demoralize them? These are people who crack jokes during power outages and turn fuel shortages into entrepreneurial opportunities. Your tanks might run out of gas, but a Nigerian with a plastic bottle and some duct tape will somehow build a working generator. Still feeling brave? Let's talk internal security. Nigeria has been dealing with insurgencies, banditry, piracy, and secessionist movements for years. While that may sound like chaos, it's forged a battle-hardened and vigilant nation. From military high command to rural communities, security consciousness is woven into daily life like fabric into Ankara. The Nigerian military and police forces have developed counter-insurgency tactics, intelligence networks, and rapid response units that operate even in remote areas. They're used to unconventional enemies, meaning a foreign invasion wouldn't catch them off guard. It would just look like Tuesday with a slightly different accent. Border communities, particularly in the north and southeast, are like unofficial early warning systems. These folks don't just notice when something's off, they react. Whether it's mobilizing local vigilante groups, alerting authorities, or sending messages faster than Twitter, they make sure threats don't go unanswered. And don't underestimate the Nigerian talent for improvisation. There's no electricity, they've got generators, no clean water, they'll dig a borehole. No armored vehicles, they'll weld steel onto a Toyota pickup truck and call it a day. An invading force might come in expecting chaos, only to be outmaneuvered by a mechanic from Jos with a wrench, some scrap metal, and an attitude. Invaders would find themselves facing a civilian population that's not only informed and organized, but emotionally and mentally ready to resist. You can't conquer a people who treat hardship like sport and adversity like a chance to show off. Last nail in the invasion coffin: politics and diplomacy. Nigeria is the big boss of West Africa. It leads ECOWAS, holds influence at the African Union, and has good ties with Western powers. Invading Nigeria wouldn't just get you into a fight with Nigeria, it'd get the whole region involved. And let's talk about unity. Yes, Nigeria has its internal debates, but the moment an outsider shows up waving a foreign flag, it's game over. Suddenly, the same politicians who can't agree on lunch will form a supergroup faster than the Avengers. Even rival football fans will unite, not to fight you, but to mock you while you flee. That's real national pride. So let's recap. Invading Nigeria means fighting the strongest military in sub-Saharan Africa, crossing brutal terrain that wants to eat your tanks, dealing with 200 million people who are fluent in sarcasm and resistance, facing hardened communities and improvisational geniuses, triggering a regional alliance and a political unity so fierce it would scare Thanos. In short, don't. Just don't. If you must invade something, try a buffet. At least there, the only resistance you'll face is from your own stomach. Thanks for watching Battle Hub. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with anyone who thinks invading Nigeria might be a weekend project. Spoiler alert, it's not. See you in the next one.